My next guest says that life lessons are better caught than they are taught, but that shouldn't stop you from teaching. Studio 5 relationship contributor Dr. Matt Townsend recommends that you share 5 life lessons with your child or grandchild before they graduate this year. Today, Matt will tell us the 5 lessons he is sharing with his son, your last graduate.
This is it.
Is this weird?
It's weird. Marty's like excited.
Is she?
She just says we can just be you and me. We can talk a lot.
That's where you say you're excited too, friend.
I am excited. It's going to be exciting. But then we have more kids. They just keep coming back.
They're just
it's
there.
Awesome.
They're there.
This whole idea is what I wish I had somebody do to me when I was 18. Now, I wouldn't have listened. 18-year-olds, they're not primed to listen.
Well, your 18-year-old
look at him. That's Josh.
Joshy.
Isn't he a star?
I actually hear you say Joshy more than I hear you say Josh.
Yeah, he doesn't like that.
I imagine.
I minimize his strength. But he got my abs and my rugged good looks. But what we have found with him leaving is that they don't necessarily want to hear it, but they're listening. So this activity is something that parents can do, grandparents can do. You know, in the old days, when someone was leaving the tribe because they had to go out on their first big hunt, they would sit down with the elder, and the elder would give them a blessing or do some ritual or just impart their wisdom, one last piece of wisdom. So what I want us to do as parents is take an intentional half a day and sit and write this kid a letter and figure out, like, think of the child, think of their future, and then think of the 5 things from your life that you've caught that you want to share with them, and see if you can't do it in a way that instills a desire for them to read it.
What a valuable project.
Powerful.
What a meaningful gift.
Forever. They'll keep that.
Absolutely. I have one right now from my grandpa in my wallet. It goes everywhere with me.
It's in your wallet?
Yeah, it was on the little notepad from Little America Hotel where we used to stay overnighters. I carry it with me all the time. They will do that. I love this challenge. You're going to share with us 5 things you wish you would have known when you graduated high school in
87.
Hey, there it is.
And then I went back and finished in 88 and 89. Just kidding. My class graduated in 87.
I wasn't sure if I should question that or press.
No, that's good.
As a graduate, though, were you open to advice at that stage?
Sure.
I mean, yeah.
But you don't know what you don't know. Look at that.
Look at that, hottie. Whatever. You
By
and
the way,
Marty.
I married that lady.
I know you did. Look at her.
She actually wouldn't let me go right there, and I passed out. And I don't remember much after that.
I love that so much.
Yeah.
All right. From Matt to Josh, from Matt to us, here are the 5 lessons. Let's jump in. First on your list, exchange your expectations for appreciation.
For appreciation. So instead of just having all of these expectations of what life's going to bring you, get really good at tying down what is being given. Find the given gift, not the expected gift. And when you find the given gift, tie it down, write it down, thank Heavenly Father for it, thank your parents for it, thank all the things that you've been given. And if you tie down the gifts, then no matter what through life, you're getting gifts. And whether more come, we're not worried about the future I can't control. We're worried about the present where I'm gathering the daily gifts.
I love that. It speaks to being present, it speaks to being mindful, and it speaks to being grateful.
And it changes your life instantly because you're actually counting your blessings instead of expecting more.
What's your next life lesson?
Make choices today that optimize tomorrow's opportunities. So think of every choice-making opportunity as a setup for more choice tomorrow. You're trying to accumulate opportunity and choice through life. And so if you have to work for free, do it. Work for free if it gives you 4 chances to get work for pay tomorrow, right? Do whatever you can right now. And so if you start seeing choice, not as just you have the freedom to do anything you want. No matter what, you're an agent. You can do whatever you want. But freedom comes when you have more and more and more opportunities. I'm not free to play for the Jazz right now because I'm not good enough. But if I had worked hard enough, I could have made that become one of the things I was free to do. We want to optimize opportunities, and the only way to optimize a great future is to make really solid choices today.
Well said, friend. Well said. What's next?
Third, live to be a deeper being, not just have more things. It's easy to just want to have way fun experiences, lots of cool gear, tats, whatever you got. Those are all things to me. Work on your beings. And where I learned this, I had a friend that just tragically passed away. And I watched his funeral on live stream, and he's 50. His name's Ryan Peterson, amazing guy, okay? But at his funeral, I learned what he did is to create depth of his being, and I just looked at his life, he would do more. He did so much in his little 50 years. He learned constantly. He participated everywhere he could, and he served and he sacrificed. So go for the depth of doing, learning, participating, and serving instead of accumulating things, cars, shoes, gear.
Yes.
Go deeper, go deeper. And then, because what I realized then, at 50, he had done it. He had done everything he needed to do. And when he passed, nobody was talking about everything he had accumulated. They talked about what he had become and how he modeled by 50 this depth that I think we all ought to be shooting for.
Being over thing. I like that a lot. What's next?
Attack in life, attack your weaknesses by leveraging strengths. So I kind of look at your life as like a battlefield, and there's going to be a lot of craters with holes that need to be backfilled, but there's also a lot of mounds and high points on the battlefield. Don't just run to the hole and start filling the hole up where you're weak. Sometimes it's just as good to climb that mountain and get perspective. Go to the strength and get your perspective. And then use your strength to cover the hole. Use your strength to fix the hole. If I'm good at people, then be with people. If you're good with kindness, then always bring the kindness. Whatever you have mastered, whatever you're naturally already good at, and I think every graduate on earth is already born with these gifts, then bring the gift. And when you bring the gift, research shows us we're happier, we're healthier, we're focused, we're more resilient. When I walk into a space, I have a million weaknesses, but I always leverage strength. And that gives me the confidence to handle the future.
Do you know what I love about all of these? We've got one more that we'll get to, but it's the head meets heart. Like, truth is truth, and you've taught us that.
Yeah.
But to think of how we can apply these to all facets of life, like the successful pursuits, the professional pursuits, but also the personal relationships. They apply to all of those boxes.
They're universal truths. They're principle-oriented. So by the time you're done, you can have 5,000 universal truths and principles that you're enacting in your life. But if you're not looking for the universal, you're kind of looking for just the typical one-off thing, you know, the car. But the car, in the end, won't make you a happy person at 50 if you pass and no one can remember you except your car.
Send us home with one more.
Increase your security by expressing your vulnerability. We all need to get way better at being vulnerable. None of us have a clue, really, how much we don't know. And how much we think we know and act like we know. We don't know how many more days this earth has. We don't know much, but we don't ever express that. What we instead express is how confident we are. What degree are you getting? Did you finish your test? Yeah, I aced it. All these things that seemingly make us confident. What I found is when you don't express your vulnerability, then what you keep doing is building facades and walls to protect yourself. But when you're actually okay being vulnerable, and knowing that I'm not good at this, or this is an awkward thing, I don't know how to do that. And once you just accept what you don't know how to do, you can just have the experience instead of build the facade or run away from it or avoid it. Be vulnerable, be vulnerable, be vulnerable. Fail, fail, fail. Allow yourself to fail. And the more you fail, sadly and weirdly, the more you grow and the more you become the ideal you that you need to be.
Well said, Matt. Thank you so much. Those are Matt's life lessons to his son, Josh, as it is, but I appreciate the challenge. We'll reiterate it again to take a half a day. Write down these lessons, give them to your child, your grandchild, and they might not seem to care in the moment, but they're listening.
They're going to listen and read. It's valuable.
Matt, thank you so much. Before we say goodbye, tell us about your 10-day relationship makeover. This is really making impact.
This is huge. This is just a 10-day thing where I send you a video a day. We give you an assessment. We find out where you're spiraling in your relationship. And then we give you 10 really quick solutions to turn that and do a little makeover on that relationship and marriage. All you got to do is go to matttownsend.com. It's all right there.
I love it. Thanks so much,
Thanks,
Matt.
Brett.